What's up, H2LEDO Fantasy Football? Devin here, and today we're going to have a short presentation on why Alex is the best champion. Just look at this guy. He has it all. The great looks, the voice of a whisper angel, a successful YouTube channel. Just look at those subscribers. Way more than I did. He's now a two-time champion in this league. Insane. His team destroyed this year, scoring the most points at 1,502.42. Also tying for the best season record at 8-5, my boy Tom McVeigh. Just look at Alex laughing against the competition. But there's a conspiracy afoot. I know it, but do you know it? Alex probably does, because this deals with him. But if you also like conspiracies, don't forget to check out We the Sheeple podcast on Spotify and other podcast networks. Don't forget to tell your friends, like it, and subscribe. So, the main point of this conspiracy is Tom's victory was stolen by Alex. Just look at Tom and the downfall of this man's confidence and pride as he gets swept away against Alex's team. There's one main reason I can think of, is that Alvin Kamara has to be a cheater. Just look at his stats for the year. Pretty average throughout, but until that last week 16, Kamara comes in with 54.7 points, 6 touchdowns, 22 carries for 155 yards. Insane. Nobody could have that many points unless they were a cheater. And you would have to be ashamed of her having a cheater on your team. Just look at Alex and look at the shame on his face he has. Now, don't get me started on Myles Gaskin. Just look at this guy's stats for the year. Pretty mediocre and average. And didn't even play half the year. But you look at week 16 again. Came out and destroyed. These players have been working with Alex to go against Tom. Because Alex wanted Tom to go down this year. He wanted to be a two-time champion. But in my heart, I know Tom is the true winner. But do you? Just look at Tom. That looks like a true winner right there. But Alex, does he look like a winner? I don't know. It's up for you to figure out. Wake up, sheeple.
All right, guys, I am here with the Devin Bragg, and we just did something. It lives on. What do you have to say about this, Devin?
It's unfortunate that it happened this year, but I'm going to come back next year and hopefully not have to keep this plate for another year.
Are you ready for the water?
As long as it's not as cold as today, I should be fine with that.
All right, back to whatever was happening before. Wow, that's a pretty strong accusation coming from Devin. Do you guys think Alex is actually a cheater, or is he really just good at fantasy? Thank you to Devin for taking this loss like a champ and doing that video. It was great. I hope that everyone liked it, and I know Devin will also appreciate the love that you give him too. But welcome to the video, guys. Here it is. It's the last video ever. I'm going to try super hard to make this one very good, because it's the last one and we got to end on a high note. Recently, I've been sidelined with rotations. I'm studying for boards. I'm moving to Piqua in April, so please, let's hang soon. And also, look at this. I have a boot on my foot. That's crazy, dog. But let's get into it. There's no excuses for making this so late. We're just going to get straight into it. Like I said, we all know how the league ended, okay? It ended with Tom versus Alex, but on Christmas Day, Alex's Alvin Kamara had such a good game, 6 touchdowns, it tied the single-game NFL record with Gale Sayers, and it put Tom in such a depression that he even couldn't do his trash talk video that he wanted to do for so long. And, like I said, that led to Alex being the champion, and here he is in all of his glory, him with the belt, him with the plaque, him with the girl. This guy not only won the championship, but he got her too. It's a true Super Mario story.
Champs are chosen. Y'all can call me the chosen one.
I was expecting a different video, Alex. That was really strange. But hey, you make videos for a living, so I can't complain about what you make. Alright, and without further ado, we live in a world right now where we just need to show love to each other. And what other way to do that than to give each other fun little participation trophies? Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. If I know how to edit, there's gonna be a little like... First off, we have the Rookie of the Year. Out of 3 rookies in the H2LEDO League this year, this guy was no doubt the Rookie of the Year. He made a key trade halfway through the season to acquire Deshaun Watson, who ended up being the quarterback number 5 this season, and it was just one of his strong moves that he did throughout the year. It led to him being the number 1 seed in the playoffs, and although he didn't make it fully, he definitely earned his spot into the league. Without further ado, Rookie of the Year goes to Ben Armbruster. The Cinderella story of the year. After hearing about this guy's fantasy past, I thought he'd be a great fit into the league and have a great season. All of those thoughts immediately went away when this guy drafted Corey Clement as his second running back in the 9th round. He didn't give up though. After having a terrible first half, he had a winning streak and ended up making the playoffs. I don't know how he did it, but he did it. So, Trent Ward, you get the Cinderella story. Mr. Hot and Cold. This guy had a strong first half of the season. He started 5-1, but then immediately he hit a wall and went to 6-7. He was 1-6 since that first half, and he just missed the playoffs because of it. He was able to get the license plate that he had for the full year off of his car, but without that strong start, he very well could have been a 2-time loser. Mr. Hot and Cold goes to Matt Johnson. The Big Fab Spender. Again, sometimes history does repeat itself. Last year, this guy spent over 40 fab on Malcolm Brown, which ended up being a bad move when Brown didn't even play again that year. This year, after losing his number 1 running back, Christian McCaffrey, he needed his backup, Mike Davis. And he was supposed to be a really good pickup that year, but only 2 players placed bids on him. This guy placed 60, while the only other bid was $5. I mean, at least Mike Davis was good. So Squid, you get the Big Fab Spender again award. And I think everyone's going to see this one coming, but the Crybaby of the Year. This guy had a great team. It was led by Dalvin Cook and Devontae Adams, and he even traded for Kyler Murray. But these two weren't enough to give him a good record. He constantly lost to the highest scorer that week, and he would definitely let you know. He complained on the GroupMe and on the videos each and every week, and Eli Miller said it best. If you had to win every time you complained, you would be undefeated. Crybaby of the Year goes to Brian Mays, Mr. Athletic Trainer. This guy has a gift when it comes to fantasy football. He always seems to draft the players that end up getting severely injured. His first 5 picks of the year's draft missed multiple games and made it struggle for him to win. Also, a few years ago, he drafted Le'Veon Bell 2nd or 3rd overall when he didn't even play a game. Like I said, it's a gift. So the athletic trainer goes to Brian Trogus. Up next is Mr. 50%. I hope you guys are guessing what that means. But you can call this guy a lot of things. You could call him lucky. You could call him skilled. Maybe a cheater, as Devin alluded to. But a winner is a winner. Alex has won this league twice since the startup, making him a winner 50% of the time. No one else is even close to him. Will someone take his place in the next few years? I don't know. So Alex Wellman, you get Mr. 50%. The best trash talks of the year. This guy had a very good season, but most of it was overshadowed because he had great performances when he was a trash talker each week. He was a perfect 4-0 as voted on by the rest of the league when he was able to make a video. Some of the highlights included him dressing up as Hulk Hogan and making the video become copyrighted on YouTube, and then he dressed up again as Matt Patricia to make fun of Eli and his favorite team, the Lions. So Tom, you are the trash talker of the year. Also, special mention to Tom. He played Taysom Hill as a tight end when he was a quarterback, and he will probably be the only player in history to do that. So I just had to mention that. The Not So Beginner's Luck Award. Oh, this guy had a poor season. The man who ended up with the license plate, but he was definitely the most improved player on the season. Each and every week, this guy learned more and more about the game of football and what is important in fantasy. And I feel like he won't ever be the loser again, but we just got to keep doing this league to make sure. So Devin Bragg, you get the Not So Beginner's Luck Award. The Silent Warrior. This guy's a busy man. I mean, he's trucking and pharmacy school. He does a lot of social events for his fraternity. He did, however, prove that he can balance that with fantasy by being the number 2 seed in the playoffs this year. He only was in the group chat when it was a one-line joke, and he didn't even make the live draft, but you could always count on him to make a game interesting. The Silent Warrior is Jacob Curcio. What could have been award? This guy was the first team left out of the playoffs. He had very good draft picks to help get him there, including picking the number 1 quarterback of the year, Josh Allen, in the 7th round. But the most important pick that you need to make for fantasy is the first round pick. And with this guy's 7th overall pick, he chose Michael Thomas. All of us thought it was fine at this moment, but because of injuries and practice issues, Michael Thomas was the 94th best wide receiver on the year. If only he would have picked a running back like everyone else, we could have saw what could have been. So Josh Allen, you're Mr. What Could Have Been. The Family Friendly Award. So in the closest season that we ever had, this guy was one of the teams that was just cut from making the playoffs. But this award has nothing to do with that. And one of my favorite trash talk matchups, we had Ben versus this guy here. He said one of the most memorable quotes of the whole season. Wait, who's your kicker? Will Lutz? D's nuts. That's a better kicker than Will Nuts. Will Lutz. Oh, I still think about that to this day. So Eli Miller, you're Mr. Family Friendly. As I said earlier, this is my last ever video because it's my last year in the league. I'm moving next month. So again, hit me up if you want to hang out. I'm moving in April so I can start having my training to become a pharmacist. I made this league so that it would be a bonding community between different guys, different people in H2O, and I hoped I was able to do that. As we know, iron sharpens iron, and even though there was a lot of trash talk and other things going on, I think we made that happen. So in order to keep that going, I was able to get you guys a new commissioner. Oh wait, I meant to say co-missioners. Our current and former champion, Alex and Josh, will be your new co-missioners for next year. Here is Josh to state what you can expect for next season.
Hello, H2O Toledo Fantasy Football League. Josh Alman here. I would like to take this time to thank Brian Mays on behalf of the league for his service the last 4 years, for being our commissioner. I want to thank him for getting this league started and all the time and how devoted he's been to it, growing it, and just making sure we had our people every year and just doing a good job as commissioner. So Brian, thank you for your service. On another note, I would like to take a moment to address you guys as the future commissioner or co-commissioner, because my good friend Alex Wellman will be joining me. So I just want to thank B Mays for this opportunity, for passing on the torch. It's going to be different without him here in our fantasy league next year. But I know there's going to be some mixed feelings about me being a commissioner just because of what you guys call radical rules in our fantasy league that I want to introduce or whatever. But, we'll talk about that later. But I'm looking forward to being one of your commissioners for the next, I don't know, however many years. I am going to do it, but I look forward to it, and I can't wait to see you guys for our draft in the fall.
P.S. I promise Alex won't let Josh change the scoring. I might have been over the top, but I enjoyed trying to find new ways to bring you guys together, even if I was ghosted when I asked for a video. Matt and Jacob, there's no hate there though. All right, guys, I wish you the best in your quest to become H2LEDO champ. I'm always a text away if you need fantasy advice. I mean, I never won, but I was I was the number 1 seed 3 years in a row, you know. Oh well. Alex may be the champ, but I'm still number 1 in your hearts. And with that, I wish you guys good luck and goodbye.